Hi everyone, I'm Scott from Paddy Pallin. I'm here with Trails WA and we're here to talk about how to plan to get into your first overnight hike. So the first place to start when planning your overnight hike is which trail you're going to use. We love using trailswa.com.au for all of your official trails in Western Australia. And what you want to do is look for a nice easy trail with a fairly short distance to your campsite, so something less than 15 kilometres. That means that you've got plenty of time to get out there and get to camp and set up your gear and make sure that everything's working how you want it to work. Before you head out, it's always a really good idea to check the forecast. You really want to avoid heading out in hot, dry temperatures, and you want to avoid heading out in really wet, windy temperatures as well. And the other place to check as well is the DBCA Park Alerts website. That will let you know if there are any prescribed burns going on. There are some really important skills that are useful to have when you're out on the trail. So the first thing is to make sure that you know how to navigate properly. Using a map and compass and knowing how to use a map and a compass is the most foolproof way of navigating your way through the bush, because you don't have to rely on electronics and batteries, which can often run out of battery or fail while you're out on the trail. The other thing that's really important is to know some wilderness first aid. Knowing how to treat a snake bite, and knowing how to deal with sprains and strains, and knowing how to look after someone until help arrives is a really, really important skill to have on the trail. So there's a few things that I never leave home without on an overnight hike. The first one is a good quality pack that's fitted specifically to you so that it carries your weight really well. A good tent, a sleeping mat, a sleeping bag that's appropriate to the conditions, so making sure that your sleeping mat is insulated well enough. A way to navigate, so whether that is a map and a compass or a GPS unit. Personal locator beacon is an absolute must for overnight hiking. A good quality first aid kit. It doesn't need to be extensive, but it just needs to have all the right items. A head torch so that you can see where you're going if you do have to hike into the night, and especially for when you're trying to do stuff around camp after sunset. Set of thermals that you keep nice and dry for around camp so that if your clothes do get wet when you're walking, you've got something dry and warm to put on at night. A good quality warm layer, so whether that's a fleece like this or an insulated jacket, and then waterproofs. So a good waterproof jacket and good waterproof pants will keep you dry and comfortable regardless of the weather. So once everything's ready to go, and just before you head out onto the trail, the last thing that you need to do is make sure that you've got someone that you trust, who you have let them know where you're going, when you plan to be back, how long you're out for, and who you're going out with.